This is my overachieving goal, my project, interpersonal communication project. And we'll get started. First of all, my name is Carl Cooper. I'm a 22-year veteran of the West Palm Beach Police Department, and during this time, I work with children. Was forced upon me originally, but the desire for me to work with children grew immensely, and there's nothing I would rather enjoy than to work with children of our communities. Being a policeman, people don't understand the soft part of being a policeman or the other things that we deal with, but I really enjoy working with children, and it's very rewarding. I work with our police explorers, our explorer units, kids that are cadets that want to become policemen, and that was great. It was also very rewarding. The 4 years that I worked with them, I was Officer of the Year, 3 years. So as you can see, it is definitely a rewarding experience. Getting into my interpersonal communication project, what I'd like to touch on, my overachieving goal, will touch on my passion. My desire in life has always been to help anyone that needs help and shows a desire to be helped. My pathway at the police department has been directed towards youth, where I received the greatest satisfaction. Therefore, I combined the two and determined that my future work will be to mentor youth and to help. This decision was very rewarding to me, and it came with great reward. It was outstanding. I really enjoyed it. As I get into my overachieving goal, I want to talk about children who are separated from their parents, either by disaster, marriage, runaway, any type of separation, and rejoin with the parents. I know previously in another class we talked about the disorder of this dissociation disorder, when there's a failure to bond at birth. But this disorder also goes when there's separation, usually by some traumatic event. In this, I'm talking about a study that happened nationwide. They used runaway shelters nationwide. In the study, it talked about 1,500 kids, to be exact, 14,419 kids in the shelter nationwide. In the service areas, they were stereotyped. That must be addressed. I'm not going to address them, but I'm going to look at the facts of these. Among white, African American, Hispanic, Native American, and Asian ethnic groups, youth who reported abuse or neglect by their parental figures or had parents who were unemployed were less likely to unify with their parents after some type of separation. However, completing youth shelter services marked an increase in the likelihood of reunification, that if they took advantage of these services, when it was opportunity came to reunify with their families, that this was possible, and that was great. When they did these structured programs, and the key word, well, the programs were structured. When they complete these structured programs, they're more likely to rejoin the family atmosphere over those that refuse the services. In many cases, teachers are a frontline defense, an offense in many cases. Children's lives, having the child in a classroom for several hours a day, weeks at a time, allows them the opportunity to get to know the kid and observe behavioral traits. These traits with the kids will be able to determine sometimes if there are issues at home, if there are issues mentally, or there are outlying effects that will affect the kid in life. Having resources available at school is probably one of the best tools, because the kids can take advantage of this, and it's there. Teachers, the mentors of teachers are there, and the kids will be able to work with the teachers. As we know, as kids, we look up to our teachers. Teachers are our mentors, especially when we see our teachers come in and they have their family portrait, the complete American family portrait there. And these kids, some kids in some urban areas don't have both parents at home. There's not a parental contact all the time, and it's different at times. But to see this family orientation, this family pictures on a teacher's desk, kids begin, their minds wonder, what of my family? And they look up to these teachers, and they can begin to talk to these teachers and receive service suggestions from these teachers, and probably take advantage of them. Their effects of a natural disaster and how it affect with the family reunification and separation. First of all, in America, we suffer one of our greatest natural disasters in Hurricane Katrina. And when these kids were relocated and taken out of their homes and moved away to, I guess, to start new lives and to reunify with the parents, they were called refugees. I found out hard because a refugee is someone who was exiled from their country. Um, my understanding, most of the citizens of New Orleans were sent to Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is still in the state of Louisiana. They were sent to Houston, Texas. That's still in the United States, so I can't see how them being exiled from their country. Pledge of Allegiance says one nation under God, indivisible. So for them to be considered refugees was very disheartening. Also, when these kids were accepted, they were accepted and welcomed Katrina refugees. To welcome means to accept happily, with hospitable, to be hospitable. Um, let's see, welcome, accept me gladly um, with my hospitality, and to refer to you as a refugee. Sometimes doesn't all go in the same sentence and doesn't deserve, but in the same sense, it happened. And I think being labeled or stereotyped may have affected the reunification when these kids and parents got back together. Some of the parents, the kids that were older teens and nearing adult, these kids made decisions and went out on their own lives. But some of the younger kids that were separated, yes, they were glad to see their parents. Yes, they were glad to be back with their siblings. But in the same sense, we labeled them. What services were offered? Yes, I think we were ill prepared to handle this, and nobody can predict a hurricane, and we learn by mistakes. I think in the future we should be probably better prepared to handle the mental aspect of the children affected by these disasters. I personally worked Katrina as an emergency service worker, and I saw the devastation. It had a profound effect on me, and I can imagine these kids who lost their lives as they knew, relocating to new areas, but being stereotyped as refugees. The welcome mat should not come out with a title. My solution is, no matter what happens with our kids, as we have these kids in school, let's encourage them as teachers, as mentors, as people they look up to take advantage of the services that are available to them. If we have the attention to the opportunity to have their attention and their attention span, then let's take advantage of it and make the encouragement to do things, to take advantage of it. Encourage the parents to do better. When the kids see better, they do better. If they see the parents improving their lives, they will improve their lives. In closing, I'd just like to, in a word to the parents, it's hard to encourage your child to do better when they see you being mediocre or mediocre. If you want them to do better, show them you can do better. If you are a parent working at McDonald's, there's nothing wrong with that. Be the best McDonald's worker there is. Job titles does not dictate the family structure. It's how the family is structured and how the family interacts. Spend time with the children. Love your children. Thank you.